very large storm right at the minute. So fingers crossed, all good. I will kick off on time just to make sure that we do get everything done in time as well. So I will just share, I'll just start the recording. And we have just clocked over to 6 p.m., which is awesome. So I have just hit the recording. Welcome, everybody. Thank you for joining me this evening. Those of you that don't know me, my name is Lisa Johnston, and I have the great pleasure in sharing with you this evening all things Blockbot and Connectunited and the entire ecosystem. So to give you a little bit of a background into my story, I've been playing in this space for a little over 3 years now. Came across Connectunited almost 2 years ago, and the big standout for me was projects with real world utility. So not just a token that you purchase and people either drive it or you hope and pray that it goes up, whatever the market moves it. What I really liked about Connect was the real world utility. So I'm going to get into the presentation. If you've got any questions, please pop them in the chat. I will come back to them at the end because my very dear friend who is normally here helping me, Jude, she is traveling at the moment. She is currently in Canada. So I am going to just share my screen. While I'm sharing my screen, I would love for you to drop in the chat, where are you dialing in from tonight? So get a bit of an idea. And it would be great to actually see what where you're at and where you're coming in from. So great. We've got Sydney, New Zealand, Sunshine Coast. I'm not sure if you're being hit by the storm up there at the sunny coast, Joy. We're certainly getting hammered down here in the Redlands area of Brisbane. So Yarra Valley, Victoria. Great. Lots of people dialing in. So yes, please feel free to just drop in the chat where you're dialing in from. And again, thank you for joining me this evening. As I said to you, I am one of the many people that actually get the privilege of sharing with you Blockbot and this presentation. And I am just a community member, just like you. When you purchase a node, you're a community member, and we always like the hashtag we own this. So power to the people is super cool. And I absolutely love that. So let's jump in. So this slide here, let me simplify that. This page here is the legal page for you in just plain English. No hype, no guarantees, just value and transparency. So what we're not offering here is get rich quick schemes. We're offering tools. This is about empowerment through education and tech. And you are responsible for your own journey. We'll just help illuminate the path. So make sure you take a screenshot of this if you like, because it is certainly up to you to do your own research. You are an adult, you are responsible. So let me summarize it for you. This is just to give you an overview of the previous page. And some of the things I'll talk about tonight may contain forward-looking statements. So there is no earning claims or financial advice. I will not be giving those, nor is that my space of expertise. So no earning claims or financial advice will be given here. The digital rewards are for utility, and do your own research. So that is one of the things that I'm big about. DYOR, do your own research. And when I talk about that, I'm talking about not just what somebody else has said, somebody else's opinion. Like, dive deep and even, go off different platforms, not just Google. Have a look at different things and really dive deep to get your own information and do your own research, because somebody else's opinion may not necessarily be right if they are not playing in this space. And even if they are, at the end of the day, it may just be their opinion. So DYOR is your best friend. The information that I'm going to provide you with tonight is for education purposes, and nodes and blockchain are governed by the DGF, Distributed Governance Framework, and I absolutely love that. We do have, governance in that space. So again, if I'm speaking double Dutch, then that is definitely something you want to find out more about. If it is your first time here tonight, if you're come to join me for the very first time, welcome. Absolutely love to, glad that you've come to join us, and very welcome to be in this space. And what I would suggest is that definitely get your information from tonight, do your own research, and then each and every Wednesday night, 6 p.m. Australian Eastern Standard Time, that may not be the time for you locally. So whatever the time is now, I do these each and every Wednesday evening at 6 p.m. Australian Eastern Standard. So, bring some friends with you, and again, come back and educate yourself even more, because the more that you show up, the more that you come and have a look at this, the more things will land for you. Because I remember the first time that I actually played in this space, it really was like learning a whole new language. It was crazy. It was like gobbledygook. It made no sense. And every time I watched another video or I watched something else from the person that shared this with me, it started to land. So get back to whoever it was that invited you to the call tonight, and just, really dive deep, because one of the things that I learned, and I remember the reason why I first started playing in this space, or first started to explore it, was my girls are now, I'm an older mum, my girls are now 18 and 19. And I remember when my first one started high school, and the principal got up to do the welcome speech and said, just wanted to let you know that probably 50% of the workforce that is here now will not even exist by the time your child finishes high school. And knowing what I now know, and the speed that blockchain's moving, and I'll highlight some of this when I go through it tonight for you, is that they're now saying that 80% of jobs and the work that is available now will not exist in 18 months to 2 years. So that's what had me look at this space, and not from a space of scarcity, but a space of opportunity. And okay, so where are we heading now? They were the questions I kind of asked myself. And so therefore I kind of dived in and really considered myself the forever student, always learning. This space is always evolving. And I just really keep open to the new stuff that's coming, because what I found is the more open I am, the more it lands and the more I understand, and the more exciting it gets, actually. And so if I can encourage you to do anything, then just educate yourself in this space. And just, one of my mentors said to me, 20 hours of education is always a great thing to have you really experience what it's about. So I encourage you to do that. Do your own research, do your own learning, and dive in, do 20 hours. And then from there, you'll know whether or not it's something for you. And you'll definitely see that it's something that's here now and ready to go. So let's start by naming what most people only feel. Something is really broken. The world feels broken, whether it's finance, health, education, or media. We all know it. I don't know if you've been to the bank lately and tried to withdraw, not even a huge amount of money, $2,000 or more, and then you get the Spanish Inquisition of what are you going to spend that on? Electricity. That is something that's certainly going up and continually going up in Australia, and wherever you are in the world, I'm sure it's the same. And it's just, it's a broken system. And the systems were meant to serve us, and they really have become systems that control us. And the truth is, the old world is really crumbling and the new one is being built. And this is what we call the new world, which is super exciting. So, let's get a little bit more specific. It's not just that the systems are broken. Here's how. So, in energy, as I said, we're overpaying for outdated infrastructure. Well, it's destroying the planet. Food, we're served shelf stables products filled with chemicals, not nutrition. I don't know about you, but one of my favorite things is the Sunday farmers markets. I like to support local farmers. And, I like to eat organically wherever possible. And, it's kind of hard for some people to be able to grow their own produce. Land prices are higher, and a lot of people don't have the facility to be able to grow enough food. So I myself personally support our local farmers, and I encourage you to do the same, because the only way we're going to keep our farmers is by supporting them. And the other thing is, as I mentioned, we're getting served more and more shelf-stable produce that's filled with chemicals and not nutritious. And recently, which absolutely makes me cranky as, Australian government passed for lab-grown meat to be sold in supermarkets. And that is so not cool, so not cool. And that really kind of leads in as well into the healthcare. A lot of nutrition, health issues are related to nutrition and also other things. But our healthcare, we just manage the symptoms endlessly, and never address the actual root causes. So, that's a broken system. And as I mentioned in finance, it's a small group that actually control access and wealth, while others, everybody else struggles just to keep up. And they really stranglehold the control on our finances. And these aren't isolated problems, they're systematic. There's things that we've seen that's going on that is so not cool. Now, while I think of it, pardon me, I will apologise if I have to mute. I've just come out of 7 days of personal development and inside air conditioning, and I've got a little bit of a cold. So if I need to mute and blow my nose or have a drink of water, that I apologise in advance for that. So anyway, now let's talk about what's coming for us fast, and that's AI. Whether you like it or hate it, it's coming, it's here. And I personally actually really enjoy AI. I use ChatGPT a lot, and I use it as a resource to be able to collect information or to be able to do social media posts or things like that. And what I've learned is actually it is really important to take that content and then put it into your own words, because it is something that's evolving. What I like most about what Blockbot is and what I'm going to share with you is that we get to own it. And AI is accelerating faster than any technology that we've ever seen before. ChatGPT that I was talking about actually reached 1 million users in 5 days. And by 2 months, that was over 100 million. And that's huge. Big tech, OpenAI, Google, Meta, everybody is racing to dominate the future. And that's really what it's about. And here's the real issue. This is really moving towards unchecked power, which is giving them even more power. And this is not just innovation, it's actually control. So I don't know about you, how you feel about the control. It's not something I'm super keen on at all. And I'm always looking for other ways of where I can get my control back and power back to the people. So through all of this transformation, through every click, through every word we speak, every moment, it's being tracked. Big tech is actually watching us more and more. They're listening, they've learnt, they've profited, harvesting our information and selling it without our okay, and that is not okay. And we've got nothing back in return. So I'm here to share with you tonight that actually ends tonight, okay? And that's what excites me most. So, let's take a quick look. You can see on this graph here, and really it's to look at how the internet has evolved, because to understand where we've come from is so that we need to understand where we're going to. So, what's next? And Web 1, where we started, was the era of read-only internet. Think of static websites, early e-commerce, and big corporations building the infrastructure. Users could consume content and they had no power. Okay, so Web 2 was the next one along there, you can see on the graph. And Web 2 brought us things like social media platforms like Facebook and Airbnb, created huge value. And again, they controlled everything. They controlled your data, your network, your identity, all centralized and owned by them. And that was the rise of the platform capitalism. And so then came Web 3 with the promise of decentralization. Ownership moved into the hands of users through crypto, blockchain, and tokens. We started to see that peer-to-peer value transfer, smart contracts, and decentralized apps. And, it's still evolving. And this is what I mentioned to you before. This is what I love about this space, is that it's ever evolving. And I consider myself the forever student. So let's what's next? If you have a look at, where the question mark is at the end there. So what is next? That's what we're going to dive into tonight, because Web 4 isn't just an upgrade, it's a fundamental shift. And that super excites me. So this is an article that we recently came across, and super cool. So crypto and artificial intelligence could be a 20 trillion megatrend. And I've dropped the link there for you for the article. And I encourage you to have a look at it, because crypto and AI in particular are growing at a rapid speed. And we really want to make sure that we are the ones that own it, and we are the ones that control it, most importantly. So that is a super interesting article, and I encourage you to have a read of that. So Web 4, the Internet Intelligence Fair Internet. And I really love that, because what that means is that we actually, AI, we have AI working for us. We get the blockchain that protects and rewards us. Value flows to you, not to the platform. Your digital life, automated, connected, and owned by you. So you don't scroll Web 4, you live inside it. And that kind of freaked me out a little bit when I first thought about that. And then when I zoomed out and actually looked at it from afar, I realized what that really meant. It meant that I am the one that owns it. I am the one that's in control of it. And it's super exciting. So, Web 4 feels different because it is. Your AI helps you before you even ask. Your data is yours, not sold. Your action earns rewards, and real rewards. Your tools, your scheduling, and money, all of it works together. And your digital life finally feels simple, seamless, and secure. You're not just a user anymore. You are the one that's in control. And let me talk into that a little bit more for you. So the vision didn't really just start yesterday. Okay. For Connect, in 2015, we began patenting the foundational technology for everything the world had never, ever seen before. An AI robot, not controlled by big tech, but powered by the blockchain. A digital being designed to work for you, not to spy on you. So that was really, really that excited me when I first found out about this. So now, fast forward 10 years later to where we are now, and this vision is no longer a dream. The future's actually arrived. It's here, and its name's Blockbot. And that's what we're going to talk about tonight. An AI assistant, a guide, a new kind of digital twin, and it's powered by the blockchain, not just certainly not by at all corporate greed. So Blockbot isn't just a new tool; it's a revolution. So it's the way we connect to the new internet, a digital assistant powered by blockchain, designed to serve you, not to track you. And this is your gateway into Web 4, a world where you are in control. You own this. So we've seen this kind of shift before. The internet gave us AOL. You may be old enough like me that remembers where we put in those floppy disks and made that sound to get onto the internet. And it changed how we accessed information. A mobile phone, gave us the iPhone and changed how we connected on the go. AI gave us ChatGPT and changed how we learned and created. And now Web 4 gives us Blockbot, your guide to the next evolution of the web. And that, again, as I said, is exciting. So it lives on the blockchain and it works for you 24/7, 7 days a week. Always learning, always helping, always earning on your behalf. You're not just using it, you own it. So this is Blockbot. It's an AI engine for Web 4, and it's more than just a bot. It's a living, evolving system that actually grows with you. It learns from your behavior, your preferences, and your mission, and it earns daily rewards through proof of action, not speculation. Okay, so it connects you to other users, to projects, and rewards on the entire ecosystem. And most importantly, it rewards you automatically. Every time you show up, you're not selling, you're not chasing, you're activating a system that does the work for you. I'm just going to have a mouthful of water. How cool is that? Drop in the chat if you like the idea of I own this, we own this, hashtag we own this. Drop it in the chat. So as I was saying, this isn't proof of work or proof of stake, it's proof of action. So every meaningful thing that you do is logged on chain. So, everything is transparent. It can't be altered. Your consistency builds what's called your win score, and your win rank determines how much you earn. The more you show up, the more you grow, and the more the system rewards you. So these are just this is a flow chart, a smoke flow that runs through some of the things that are on our ecosystem. So no middleman, no delay, just real world revenue. And a couple of things I've spoken into there: energy, banking, health, well-being, nutrition, link what we're on right now, video conferencing. That is, you're being this is one of the real world they're all real world projects, but this is one of them that I was telling you about. So you can purchase your nodes from the Connect shopping cart, buy side pressure from the actual utilization of the project. So like I was saying with Rlink, or if you're purchasing food, nutritious food from the Nourish Mart, that's the Grow project. And even our charity, which 100% of the funding goes directly to the charities that we're partnered with. And all of these things are super exciting. And so all these things also, any actions that are happening, are all ranked impact Blockbots. Okay, so it's helping your little Blockbot, and you're getting rewarded for that. Excuse me. So what does this connection to the blockchain actually unlock? Blockbot gives you access to 4 powerful rewards. So there's mining rewards for powering the ecosystem. Excuse me. Learning rewards for growing your knowledge. We have a learn to earn program. Action rewards for engaging and participating. And sharing rewards for helping others to get started. So how is it different? So if you think of your iPhone, roughly costs about $1,200, and no ownership really from your data. Well, you don't have any ownership from your data. And You also, with your laptop, $2,000, no ownership. You get nothing back. Your iPhone, you get distracted. And your laptop's often just a work tool. Whereas Blockbot 2000, you own it and you get rewarded, daily rewards, automation, and you own it. So it's super cool. And sharing rewards as well for helping others to get involved. So this isn't a concept, it's already happening. We're now, excuse me, sorry. We're now the fastest growing AI blockchain ecosystem in the world. We're over 41,000 blockbots across 165 countries, over 1 trillion transactions, and 560 billion in mined rewards. This is real traction. This isn't theory, it's actually momentum. And it's super exciting. So, Blockbot is already powering real world impact. Video communications, like I mentioned, link that we're on right now, energy, electric bills, and things like that. I use my green tokens because it's a green node for energy. I actually used my green rewards to pay my electric bill last month, which was super cool. Food, we can eat nourishing, real food, direct from the farmers, clean food, and fair distribution. Health, solving root causes, not symptoms. Finance, decentralized ownership and access, where you can use your crypto, your finances exactly how you want to use them and when you want to use them. And then AI personalized tools that serve you. One system, infinite industries, and you own your piece of it. So here is the universal ecosystem that you're plugging into. So your Blockbot is just the beginning. Every activation connects you to the metaverse and the decentralized tools and industries owned by the community. Explore energy, wellness, agriculture, finance, AI, and so many more. You can see there a list, and they're only getting bigger, all built on the same system, all rewarding those for taking action. So there's some really cool projects that are already up and running, and they're listed there, and it's super exciting. So this isn't just another software or marketplace. This is a foundation for $1 trillion transformation across industries. So from AI to energy, from data to finance, this is the infrastructure for the next internet. And for the first time, regular people, not just institutions, can actually own it. So it is super, super exciting. And why is my... Actually, that's the end of the presentation, which is super cool. So all you need to do is to own your Blockbot. You build your Web4 future. You purchase your Blockbot. Get back to the person who invited you to the call to purchase your Blockbot and activate your rewards system and start earning today. Don't just use the new internet, own it. And that is super cool. And it brings me to the end of our presentation. And if there is anybody who has any questions, I'm going to run back through to see if we've got any questions. We've got lots of people from all over. It's so cool. I love that. Bangladesh. Always good to have Bangladesh in the house. They always give us so much love. Oh, I'm glad that things are good for you there, Joy. I'm just going to stop the recording. All right, looks like I've covered it off, everything for everybody nicely. Just a reminder, get back to the person who invited you for more information or how to get started. And also you will get a free Blockbot and Blockbot Mini, sorry, my correction there, Blockbot Mini, and they'll be able to help you with that. So remember, this time next week, a half an hour earlier, I'll be doing this call again. Bring some people with you. Don't just turn up on your own. Bring people with you. Excuse me. Have a magic rest of your evening. Thanks for coming to join me, and talk to you soon. Take care, everybody.